Alright, so hi everyone. So today we're just gonna do a quick unboxing of the new Redmi Note 9S. So we're gonna do a test shot of this also today. Take some initial shots after we do some unboxing. Alright, so let's begin. So I just want to thank Xiaomi for sending me one. And by the way, this unboxing unit right here, this is a brand new one. I'll be also giving this away. So if you want to know how to win this new Redmi Note 9S phone, Xiaomi phone, check out the description below so you can know how to win. Alright, so this is the this is the manual and the silicone case, so I'll just put it there. Oh yeah, this is the pin for the SIM card, so I won't be taking that out. So yeah, silicone case. So let's put it here. Let's take this out. It's a good silicone case. If you don't want to buy, there's a free one. This is the phone. Oops. Before we take off the phone, we have the USB-C here. And the charger, the 18-watt charger. There you go. So wait, let's turn this on. So this is the Redmi Note 9S. So it has a sleek dot display, which is good for your cinematic viewing and your gaming because of the clear and sharp images of the display screen. It also has a very kind of unique symmetrical design. The symmetrical design here of the camera, the square, it really looks neat and kind of like a minimalistic kind of feel to it. And it's really good in the hands, the way you hold it. Pang-mayaman nga daw, some people say it's pang-mayaman look. And of course, it is powered by a Snapdragon 720G. Now, the memory-wise, it has two variants, which is the 4GB RAM with the 64GB storage, and the other variant is the 6GB RAM and the 128GB storage, and that is expandable to 512. There's a micro SD card right here. You can just put it right beside the SIM card. And of course, my favorite, the 48-megapixel camera. Now, the camera here in the promo, there's a dedicated macro lens, which is 2cm to 10cm autofocus, which is really close. And of course, an ultra-wide angle of 119-degree field of view. And there is a night mode, and of course a depth sensor in the portrait mode, and of course a panoramic mode, and of course a 16-megapixel in-display selfie camera. So this would really, I'm excited to test this later when I go out in our neighborhood and do some shoots with it. And of course there is a side-mounted sensor right here for your fingerprints, and for me it's more convenient. It's more easily accessible. And of course, the fan favorites, the USB-C and the earphone jack. Now, again, it also has a protection-wise, a Corning Gorilla Glass 5 front and back. Now, I would recommend you just also, now that is already a safe, a good kind of coating. But if you want to be really safe, and if you have like butter fingers, it would be still good if you have an extra protection of glass. So alright, so I think that's really cool. And yeah, there's a long battery life. Of course, I forgot. There's a long battery life here. It's a 5020 mAh battery life. It's lasts still like 140 hours of music, 16 hours of just casually using Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and like 13 hours of game time. And of course, if you want to charge fast, there's an 18-watt charge, which is really fast right here, and the USB-C. So yeah, so Again, I'll be giving this away, this one unit right here. And if you want to join and win this unit right here, please look at the description below and find out how you could win. Alright, so without further ado, let's go out of our neighborhood and do some initial shots. Let's go. Alright, so now I'm doing a test shot, my initial test shots of the Redmi Note 9S. Now I'm with my model friend CJ, and I'm mainly using Pro Mode now, and with the wide angle lens, and shooting in RAW mode. Now I'm basically shooting in everything in auto first because I wanted to test how it performs in auto mode in ambient lighting in normal situations. And I'm also using the camera full frame, where it just utilizes the whole spectrum of the cell phone screen. Now here's something to keep in mind when you're shooting in RAW. When you shoot in RAW, you actually get two images. One is the JPEG image and one is the RAW image. So always keep that in mind so you could, save space when you start shooting in RAW mode, right? Alright, so now we go to our manual mode. Let's take things manually. I usually use ISO 100 because I want the best quality possible and just compensate my exposure from lowering down my shutter speed depending on the situation, of course. You could go up to ISO 800, 400 depending, of course, with the available light you have. But that's what I suggest. Always use the lowest ISO available to your current situation to have this quality kind of images as you could see. Of course, generally ISO gives you a better quality image, a sharper image, gives you more details because of its quality, less grains and less artifacts, digital artifacts from the image. So keep that in mind. Also, one of the best or one of the awesome features of this phone that I really love is what we call focus peaking. Now, what is focus peaking? When I turn it on, you could see the subject or those things in red, highlight in red, are the ones that are in focus. Now, if you're struggling to see whether your subject is in focus, this is a great feature for you to see whether you just nailed the shot, when you nailed the focus shot. So keep that in mind if you're having a hard time focusing on your subject.
Good. Hold on. Brighten this up a bit. Good. Yan, ganyan lang. Let's try the ultra wide. Yeah, we're on ultra wide na pala. Just the wide one. Good. Ganun ah.
Now let's go to our portrait mode. Now this is one of my favorites because there's a new feature called the movie mode. Now this is best used in landscape orientation. Please remember that because every time you take a picture, you will be applying those classic cinematic bars effect, which in overall just makes the mood of the photo very filmish and cinematic. Now the portrait mode has an f16 to f1.0 aperture, which depending on how high or how low gives you a shallow depth of field or a good background blur, which is commonly seen in a DSLR or mirrorless camera. Now let's go to the promo video of the Redmi Note 9S. What I love about this is you have the manual settings available to you. The ISO, the shutter speed, the focusing, and the white balance is there And there is a log format and the classic cinematic bar effect, which is the movie frame feature, which is the same as the portrait mode. Now, the focusing is pretty decent. I tried testing it out as I walk in and out of our subject. Even though there is a harsh lighting, which is their sun, the focusing is really spot on and really decent. Now, you could also zoom in and zoom out here in the slider at your right. So that is a cool feature if you're into video contents. Nice. Oops. Good. Sige, ora-ora lang. Thank you guys for watching. But before you go, check out the short clip of my self-portrait using the Redmi Note 9S in low light. I really wanted to shoot in low light like the one I did with the Mi Note 10, but unfortunately there's still a quarantine in our city, so I really can't go out. So I really love the quality of the Redmi Note 9S in low light and how the RAW was able to, deliver the colors that I really wanted. So check it out. And if you do want to win a new Redmi Note 9S, the one I'm using, the brand new that I just unboxed, is up for grabs. So if you want to know how to win, just look at the description below. Thank you guys again. See you again for our next Xiaomi shoot.